This is Otaku Station broadcasting an analysis of Cowboy Bebop Episode 3. So we often talk about promises and how things start. There is no motion at all in this shot. It is just a static image that we are panning down. A thing that anime often does is it just gives us a crowd scene with no movement because we can infer that movement in our imagination just with the sound of the crowd and so forth. But it also implies they are biding their time, kind of animation-wise here.
Right. Well, it's a good establishing shot. We've got people moving around a night market, apparently.
Yep.
And there's pertinent to the story. It probably isn't. So that stillness makes a lot of sense. Be like, we're just establishing mood.
Yep.
We're not doing anything with it. We're just going to move to the next thing.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
So then we see some boots. And these boots tell us a few things. She's not wearing socks or leggings or anything like that. So it's kind of a fashion statement of how the boots are worn. And they have heels, so it's presumably a woman.
Yes.
So we're establishing that we've got a female type person entering the store.
And I don't know. I mean, we've seen Spike's shoes. And I honestly can't say. I think we've seen Jet's boots.
Oh, yeah.
Boots.
You don't see wear and tear on them. So the first thought in my mind is these are clean.
True.
Yes.
Good point.
But by that same token, I cannot say that I've noticed anywhere else. Like Spike's looking kind of, rough when he's been roughed up.
Yeah.
But I can't say necessarily we've ever had like a shoe shot where you would be
Well,
like, oh, it's scuffed up and busted up. I don't know.
What you see is of Jet is kind of like those boots with the shin guards on it. So there's some functionality and it kind of fits this character. The shoes that Spike is wearing, they're just very plain, but they're serviceable and they do the job. This is style.
Yeah.
This is not substance or functionality. This is so. The impression you get by just seeing these boots is like, oh, we're headed for a possible femme fatale here.
Yeah,
these are not rock climbing boots.
No,
but also like they're not strapped precisely to her ankles. There's a slight slovenliness to them. Perhaps slovenly isn't the right term, but this kind of relaxed, casual attitude towards them, which is an interesting element too. Definitely a lady type person. I would say, focusing on the stockings and the shorts. And we cut to reaction. We keep cutting back to the guy's expression as he sees her, which tells us so much. We talk about that establishing shot, lots of people coming back and forth, right? This is an area of a lot of people, but this person catches one's eye. Yeah, I would say so. I would say that's kind of eye-catching.
Was that a cap gun?
Yes.
Real?
Yes.
Wow.
It is.
Yes.
It's using a cap gun strip to ignite the... Weird.
Wow.
Okay.
That is funky. We'll notice they all have the little earpieces with the little microphone here, so telling us something about that.
Yeah.
They've all got some form of suit on, though not necessarily a well-fitting suit. So this kind of flashes thug at us.
Yes. Well, you know what this also tells us is that this is organized.
True.
They may be thuggish, they may be louts,
but
whatever.
they've all got suits.
Yep.
They've all got suits, and they all have an earpiece for communication, and so that clearly means that one of them is in charge, somebody's in charge, but these are guys. This is something organized, and they are clearly looking for her.
And the right guy is straight out of Lupin the Third.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also note their expressions, right? That grin of, we've got it, we found her, whatever, communicating a lot.
Shoot first, I'm assuming?
Exactly. So what does this establish about this character, right? This is a very cool shot. Cigar in the mouth while she's just mowing down this door and mowing down these people. We're definitely trying to ramp up this character as being awesome.
Yes.
Plus the fact that she just carries in like an AK-47 with her or whatever this is.
I think it's an MP5.
MP5. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's it should be a 9mm.
Yeah.
But
also establishing she's not afraid to do collateral damage.
Mm-hmm.
yes. Well, also to the point about the thugs outside, she has a casualness about some of her, but also kind of like her scarf is down on her shoulder. So she's put together and also kind of casual. You know what I mean? It's like, it seems like more thoughtful than the thugs who are just kind of, they are supposed to look schlubby thugs.
True. Yes. Yeah. Her outfit is very intentional in its casualness.
Yes. Very clean, the lipstick, very clean, the look. It's like.
Yep. Great point. Now, something else they're establishing with this scene. Everybody survived. Right?
Yep.
This was not like the shootout with Asimov, where folks are just getting killed right and left. It's a more upbeat scene.
And I do have to say, I feel so sorry for this guy. Now,
Okay.
This guy is a snake oil salesman. You see the stuff that he has in there. First, you think it's
Chinese
cigar
medicine,
right?
Yeah, and all that herbs and everything, and he's doing the thing, and he's really not looking for trouble, but literally he is
trouble walks in the door.
Yeah, trouble walks in the door, but he's also a conduit of information of jobs. She was looking for a job or something of some type of opportunity. He is probably somebody who hears a lot of things, and this is what he does. He's a purveyor of information. And notice how we go from kind of sexy walk in. We get the idea of this woman that she's put together. She knows what she's doing. She knows how to be sexy. This guy is just like thoroughly entranced because, yes, if someone like that would walk in, I don't smoke, but I would wish I had a lighter so I could just go, do the thing, right? And so, but then, and then, we get the initial guys showing up and saying, okay, we got her. They start the escalation of being there.
Yep.
She knows that this is a possibility, clearly, because she's ready for it.
Yep.
She turns around, she escalates it with the MP5, as John points out. And she blows out the front of the store. And then she's just like, okay, I'm out of here. She takes a walk up. A car pulls up, because, the radios, they probably know what's going on.
Yep.
And what does that guy pull out? Does he pull out an MP5? No, he doesn't. What is he pulling out? A Vulcan gun. It's a minigun, a Vulcan minigun. So everything just kind of ramps up very, very quickly. And then, of course, like I said, I feel sorry for this guy because he really didn't do anything. He's just like, I just sold information. What do you want from me? But yeah.
Yeah, it should be pointed out, we're a minute and a half into this episode.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, great point. Definitely a comedic, moment there as well. But also, to your point, Steve, she escalates. But then it gets to a point where she doesn't then start mowing people down. She stops. Right. Like, okay, that's as far as we're going to go on this one.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we're establishing a few things here. She is being very casual about this whole situation. She's also very comfortable having handcuffs on.
Yep.
It's not slowing down her style one bit.
And again, to the point of her being collected and put together, she's probably like, this has happened to me before.
Yeah.
And so I know, so she's probably, at this point trying to figure out what exactly she's going to do, how to get out of this. They're establishing that she has a history of some kind, and so and then, but it's kind of interesting. If you know the series, then you know what that 200 years means.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. So, but, we realize at this point that there was never any intent to kill her.
True.
At this point. And so then, and she kind of probably knew that. She was hoping she could get out, but the guy with the Gatling gun kind of made her go, "Oh, I just have this." And then you realize like there's like 7 guys just going, "Oh God, oh God, oh God." Okay, keep those hands up, because whatever.
Well, when she unleashes with the MP5, it's like she can't really see them very well. It's an opaque sort of window, so that she is suppressing fire. And I imagine, Steve, to your point, that was the point. It's not to kill them.
Yeah.
It's to get them to dive out of the way, and then she was going to bolt out of there.
Yep.
until the minigun showed up. Then that changed the whole plan.
Exactly. Also, let's note the music happening here. Very James Bond.
Yes.
Right. So we've got this style where, again, I think episode 1 it was more Wild West music, more stuff along those lines. This is making us feel heist movie, and she's being described as the Queen of Hearts. So we're getting more of that heist movie feel from a lot
Casino
of the elements.
Royale.
Yep.
Yeah. Here we have the sexiness comes out, and
Right.
he's kind of being icky the way that he's doing that with his finger, but you realize that yes, he's taking advantage of the situation, but he's trying to make a point, which is, hey, I know you're not Alice. I know you're a cheat because here's the card that you have on your back
person.
side.
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah. And here it is. And this is where the proposal comes in, where he's talking about the police and himself, and and to your point, heist movie. This is the point where we see in heist movies where they go, you can go to jail or you can make us make me money.
Can we talk about what an absurd, wonderfully absurd starship design that is? I mean, it's not a starship; it's a it's a space station.
Mobile gaming hall.
Having just the roulette wheel around there is just it's great visual storytelling, right? This is one of the reasons why we watch animation is because you can get across a lot just with the visuals. That's what they're doing here.
Yes. I gotta tell you, on the other side of the really bad harbor behind me is the Horseshoe Casino.
Oh, okay.
And you can see it from far away because they do things like that.
Interesting.
To say, oh, hi, you're driving along. Don't you want to gamble? Here, come. Come on. Let's do the thing.
Before you land on Mars, why don't you stop by our casino?
You're absolutely right. This is a Las Vegas billboard, basically. Yeah. Also, just realized this is an American, not a European roulette wheel, because it has a double O. Just learned this recently. And I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it's just interesting.
Huh.
Should also point out that's CGI, right? That spinning thing there. So they're doing some stuff there. Like, it looks like that entire thing is a CGI model, probably.
I think the shuttle below and the piece of something behind are 2D.
Yeah, agreed.
Right.
That you've got the CGI is laid into there.
Yep. Yeah, the body there looks CGI.
Yeah.
And the spokes and such, but I think everything else,
really great integration for 1998.
Absolutely. I also love the slightly Gundam colony feel of the shot.
Yeah. Welcome to Spiders from Mars. Ziggy Stardust.
Oh,
really?
yeah. Look at that. I hadn't even noticed that. Yeah, that's cute. And we have here all the different levels of there. I also just love that levels 50 through 60 are apparently all toilets. Okay.
And they got a Pachinko parlor. Can't have gambling without Pachinko.
Jet's in a suit.
Yeah.
Right? Jet's in a suit, and they're talking philosophy again. Spike actually knows a little bit about the philosophy. Now, I'm pretty sure the average viewer who is watching this is going to go,
Goethe? Who the hell is
Goethe? That kind of a thing. But it's interesting how they're trying to put this all together. Like, they're trying to class themselves up to do whatever it is that they're about to do. And then, because Jet, he's got the suit on. He's kind of looking a little bit sharp. He's got a scarf, right?
Yeah.
He's got glasses on because he's ready to play poker, be stylish. And there's Spike, and hey, Spike, get rid of the cigarette. I'm gonna eat it. And that look right there.
Yeah.
That is not class.
No. And I think that gets to so much of what Cowboy Bebop is, right? Is this this mismatch of who they are and what they're trying to do. Just it's never quite matches up.
Yeah. There.
Now here's the thing. Again, we're inside a space station. This is absurd. giant waterfall, all that stuff, all these plants, so forth, really gets across that sort of Las Vegas feel of the
Oh yes.
casino. What does Spike just do?
Spits the cigarette.
cigarette
out.
out.
Swallowed.
So it's again reminding us that he's not all he appears. I just appreciate how they had to draw the blur,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right, to get across that feel. It just, there's something about that visual that really works.
And I love how you can actually see the directions on the top there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also the fisheye lens, which again,
Yep.
they had to draw all those lines to look like a fisheye lens.
Interesting. Go ahead.
Seven Samurai. What?
Certainly a samurai movie, but we are drawing a comparison between Spike and a samurai.
Yeah.
The grim warrior.
Well, he fought as well. The reason I say Seven Samurai because it makes me think of Toshiro Mifune.
Okay.
Right.
Spike is like Toshiro Mifune. He's the dude who is the
True.
not samurai samurai. He's the dude who's wielding a sword, but does things like he just lifted money from the three old dudes. He's doing very not honorable samurai kind of stuff.
Good point.
So it feels like that's the kind of comparison. It's like, yes, he's the rogue dude.
You know, it's funny. Movie comparisons. I was thinking the three samurai. I'm sorry, not the three samurai. The samurai trilogy.
Okay.
Rashomon,
Which is
or whatever.
No, it's an actual trilogy. It's called the Samurai Trilogy, and it's showing in that trilogy. It has a samurai who comes from lowly stock Spike, and who makes his way up in the samurai world, and it's kind of similar to Samurai Champloo, in where you have a character who's rough and tumble like Spike, and you have an actual samurai. And in the Samurai Trilogy, it's about the famous duel between the two samurai, the old age and the new age coming together. So here we have an old samurai movie, right? Which could be Seven Samurai. And then you have Spike, who looks at it, has some recognition towards it, but it's not him.
Yeah.
Right?
I also really appreciate the again, the visual storytelling here, the little things where you got guy with straw hat, but you also have the wall behind him and just enough of the like bonsai style tree. Like not a bonsai tree, obviously, but it's a very spare evergreen, which just screams East Asia, right?
Oh yes,
where it's just, you know. Only a true samurai can kill him like this. But also note 4 different languages.
Yep.
Again, establishing
Japanese, Chinese, and Korean.
Korean.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah.
Yep. So establishing the polyglot aspect of this, but also I wonder how much like the original staff was like, let's translate this so that when Cowboy Bebop the anime goes international, everyone will be able to see that line.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we see Faye working the floor, which is a bit of a surprise, right? Like, we know that this guy wants her working for him in some way, but getting back to our earlier point, we assume this is a heist movie. She's going to be doing something like really specialized or whatever. Why would he have her working the floor?
Right.
Intriguing.
And notice that we see the Ace of Hearts again.
True.
And so that tells us that we saw the card come up from her concealed location.
Yep.
And
Well
now we
played,
see it
Steve.
again.
Well played.
Thank you. And we see it again. So now we're getting the idea of okay, she really is not. She knows things.
Yep.
So she's definitely a card shark. So she can manipulate cards. So clearly something is happening.
Yep.
What's also interesting to the point of having pulled that card is this might be a slight indicator that even working here, she is cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? That this, if that is like her go-to card, he just happens to pull the go-to card to flip. It's like, so she might be cheating even in this.
True.
Like,
Yes.
Okay. Also, notice the fact that they're all men at this table.
True. Great point.
There's no women at the table. Just
Nope.
guys.
Yeah. Wonder why that would be.
Yeah. Oh no.
First off, Spike's expression. he knows.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe not the whole story, but he is suspicious.
He's not even looking at his cards.
No. Let's call out. That's a good hand.
Yeah.
That's a really good hand. So she's not giving everybody bad hands, right? So that's a sign. Perhaps that she is cheating.
As I say, you can't make it terribly obvious when you're the dealer, so that you have to, let some get through.
Yep.
Look how serious Faye is now.
True. Yep.
So she recognizes the face on the video screen. That's him.
Yep.
And now she's much more serious.
Good point. And Spike's having fun.
Yep.
Because to your point, Steve, he's not looking at the cards. He is just he is. I think he's actively trying to unnerve Faye. Because everybody else is kind of like glancing, is kind of looking at the card. He's just deadlocked on her.
Yep.
Now he's annoyed.
Now he's yeah, exactly. Getting back to our earlier point, Faye has agreed to do whatever this guy wants her to do. He's removed the handcuffs, but she's bored.
Yeah. She's like, come on, just give me some action. Give me something here to do.
Yeah. A challenge.
And to your point, Steve, it's like she's been here before. This is normal for her. Yeah. It's only there for a minute, but look at the guys behind Spike.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, this is escalating.
Yeah. Suddenly she has interest in the world now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, complete loss of composure.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
What the heck are you doing? Come on.
This is not the script. Come on, you're supposed to give it. Come on.
She's maintained an excellent poker face, even an excellent poker face through this entire ordeal until this moment.
It's got to point out again a little visual storytelling. Something very lucky happens. Right? Somebody gets 3 crowns, and then something very lucky happens.
Yes.
And they flip the chips.
Whoops, we bump into each other.
And again, in a heist movie, this is not how you act.
No. In the middle of the casino, hey, this was all rigged. Everyone in the casino should turn around and go,
what? There we go.
To your point.
What? Uh-oh. Run.
I think the subtitle of this episode should be Escalation.
Here we go again.
Yep.
But we know the trick, though.
Exactly. Right. They've told us already. Don't trust him. Now, this is Spike being Spike, right? He just doesn't take that kind of thing. But also remember, we saw the guy he's supposed to be, so to speak, and that's who they thought they were up against.
Right.
So their surprise is perhaps not surprising.
Casper Milquetoast versus Jackie Chan.
Right, exactly.
And now we get into the heist movie because you get that nice music that comes in, and it's just like it's very smooth but energetic and up tempo, and like the thing's gonna happen now.
Yep.
And notice how she had the
remote
thing. The remote thing, and which also tells us probably nobody knew about that.
Good point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And to Brent's point about escalation,
Yep.
it's now really, the train's really starting to roll.
Yeah.
You get a punch, 2 guys go down, you get 3 guys show up, spaceship is now activated. It's like everything is just gaining momentum, minute by minute.
Yep. I do love the kind of comedy of Jet's done really well for himself.
Yes.
And now everything is going to pieces. So...
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her ship just literally blew through a window and is flying through this place to find her. Oh boy. And speaking of escalation, now you got the guys with the heavy machinery in uniforms. This is security, right?
Yeah.
I could just see up in the control room. They're like going, okay, send in the second wave. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah. It's gun time. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, to that point, we heard one of them say, another fight?
Yeah.
Here we go. I just love the guy in the glasses in the back who's just like, this is fun.
I love a floor show with my gambling.
Right.
When are Siegfried and Roy on?
Right.
About that. Now, I will call out.
Mm-hmm.
She has autopiloted in with this remote.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
She then, presumably, this is a semi-autonomous ship.
Mm-hmm.
This is a flex of her pilot capacity.
Great point.
He switches to manual. This thing is capable of blowing through windows, coming through an atrium, figuring out where she is, landing carefully without knocking things around.
Mm-hmm.
She's a pilot's pilot. She's going manual to take this thing back out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not only is she a card shark,
Mm-hmm.
a femme fatale, a gun-slinging, gun-toting lady, but she is a pilot that can do the thing in the pinch.
Yeah. Well, you also look at the controls, all the little switches on, above and below that. This is not a simple, ship to pilot, presumably.
Right.
Speaking of escalation, there's our first, confirmed death. We now have stakes raised.
Yes.
We also have some idea that the chip is technological in nature. Right? There's a chip on the chip. Also, unique eye catch here for the episode.
Yeah.
Let's call out that Ein is now a normal member of the crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jet said, "My dog."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What is the point of handcuffing her in the toilet? Is there some kind of hidden message here?
Yeah.
In all actuality, what do we know about her? Spike knows that she's a card shark. She's a mechanic when it comes to cards.
Mm-hmm.
So if you restrain her hands, she can't use anything in there that might be of benefit to her.
I'm also assuming this is the closest thing they have to a jail.
Right.
That has, to your point, as few things in it as possible for her to take advantage of. Yeah.
Yeah, just handcuffing her to the couch wouldn't necessarily be sufficient.
Right.
Yeah. If they handcuffed her to the couch, I could just see them leave the room, walk back into the room, and go, "She's gone," and so is the couch.
Somehow. Exactly. I also just love Faye's expression here. The little
little pout. Yeah.
Exactly. Again, escalation. Not only has Faye been caught, now they know she's a bounty. And so there's a lot of motivation on them to turn her in, which is not going to get debts paid off. But it also means they don't want her dead.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I also love her expression here.
Yeah,
while she's taking her mugshot. Look at her ID. X12345 SSX.
SX.
Oh, Jet, what a mistake.
Exactly.
No. Come on.
But let's point out the need for comedy here. You can't escalate forever. So we need a moment of silliness, if you will, but also telling us more information about the characters at the same time. So we get a bit of a break from the tension as we find out, they're going to turn her in as the only logical thing for them to do. But she considers $6 million nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that says a lot.
So to the point of the characters, what kind of debt do you have? It's like, what did you do? Are we going out of debt territory into murder territory? What did you do?
Exactly.
Well, see, the first time she had said that, the thought had run through my mind is, Faye is motivated.
Sure.
So she will say all kinds of goofy stuff about being Romany, about her people wander the stars. She will say anything. So, that it begs the question: is that one moment being like, oh, $6 million, that's nothing? Is that a view behind the curtain where Faye's kind of lets slip? She's got big stuff going on that's worse than this, or is that another play?
Could be.
Is that like bravado?
Well, not even that. Just like she's trying to get sympathy in. Oh, my Romany family. You got to let one hand go. I can't even go to the back. I owe more than that? Is that like, okay, these guys might be soft on the idea of like owing money because they seem to have needed that 200K that Jet got.
Yeah.
So if I say, oh, 6 million, I owe so much more than that. Maybe I can get an in.
Well, and I mean, if her point is 6 million is nothing as a bounty for me, is she implying if you shop me around, right, you may get a lot more because you guys clearly need the money.
Or she's implying that, or trying to deal say, hey, if you think that's a lot of money, I'm trying to tell you about this chip thing.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Right. Maybe we can make some money. But notice how many games she's playing at the same time. Yeah. Because what does she do? She howls and she gets sympathy from Fine, who had initially came up to her and went, "Oh, hi." Like a friendly dog would do. "Oh, hi." And he responded. He was like, "Oh," and he goes back to sleep. So she's, one of those things where it's just like, is eventually she's going to be like, "Oh, that's Jet's dog." Yeah, like the old Monty Python. Watch the show or the dog gets it.
Yeah.
Playing all the angles.
Yeah.
Just the visual of the casino ship literally on top of the Bebop. Just like, you are not going anywhere.
Where?
Was anyone surprised that she got out?
No.
Although the old-fashioned bobby pin with
that's true.
Yeah, undid the lock. Like, okay, that's old school.
Yeah, 100%. Even a bit of hair in it.
And is that a piece of tape on the hair?
Yeah, I think so. Escalation, right? 6 million to 30.
I gotta call out this shot because they are. It's like the Top Gun shot, right? So one's at one level, thinking that their up is down, and the other one's down is up. So it's just really neat how they play with the space.
Yeah, 100%. I also want to call out just the smallness of Spike here in this moment, getting across the idea that Spike, as talented and skilled as he is still a very small fish in this pond.
Yes.
And is maybe getting in a bit over his head.
It also calls to Spike's athleticism.
True.
Because these are two objects that are not necessarily in orbit of Mars, in like a geostationary orbit. They're moving around and there's things going on here. And he is able to jump, navigate that distance without any kind of jetpack or anything.
Good point. Yeah.
To land. It's like, that's suicide.
Yeah.
You'd think he'd have a jetpack. You know what I mean? Be like, okay, I can adjust as I go. But it's like, no, he knew how he was going to play the trajectory to get to the other ship. But like, okay, wow, okay, that's...
No kidding. Everything's going perfectly smoothly.
This will be a piece of cake.
They'll just get their money and take off. It'll be just fine.
Nothing bad will happen. Not at all.
Nothing can go wrong.
She ate everything.
Everything.
Because who knows how long it's been. But also point out, she just leaves it.
Yeah.
Right. The just casual discarding of the mess says a lot about Faye. She leaves a mess behind wherever she goes, so to speak.
Yeah. But it's not her mess.
Right, no, exactly.
Somebody else will deal with it.
Right.
Oh, you're absolutely correct.
But here's the thing. This is indicative of somebody who's always in debt.
Yep.
This is something that they do. It's just stuff.
Yep.
So you there's a half-eaten sausage, I think, in there.
Yep. So hanging on that shelf.
Yeah. And so she just takes what she wants and she just leaves whatever's the rest. It doesn't matter. Like there's a certain level of there's not value there for her for whatever reason.
Right.
Yep. Escalation.
Yep.
But we get this sense in the very last few moments that Spike has a plan. As you see him glancing around, the heist music kicks in.
Yep.
Spike's done his ploy, and Faye immediately blows her way out of things. So stuff's starting to happen now.
Oh,
big guns. Big guns.
I also just appreciate the visuals of this, of the slightly like elongated camera lens of this, where it's like really in your face, the barrel as it's firing.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just getting hotter by the minute. I'm like, oh no.
We went from kung fu, shoving around, guns, big guns, bigger zip cannons,
Missiles.
missiles,
Oh.
and then a barrage, or as Brett has used, what called it, the circus.
Yeah, exactly. Itato Circus. Well, to your point, John, about her piloting skills. You know, not only did she throw flak out, she is literally evading all of these missiles.
And she's not panicking.
True.
No.
I mean, to the true pilot of her, she's like, oh, really? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most people will be like, I'm in this little bubble of a tiny ship. There's missiles everywhere. Okay.
To her, this is like a chip on her nails. This
Right.
is just, right.
How inconvenient.
Meanwhile, I would probably be in that thing, as you say, in that little bubble, go screaming my lungs out like a little girl. That's, oh God, I'm gonna die.
Nope. This happens to her every week. You get to feel, you know.
Yeah. That's gonna leave a mark.
That's not good. Little bit of a Star Wars feel to here of the Star Destroyers seeing things coming at them. You know.
Yeah.
Is that a Silver Surfer?
Yes.
Seems like it. Yeah.
And a bunny girl from
Yep.
Daikon 4.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll also point out, when I first watched this episode, I was like, this is weird. Why would they gamble away their chip? They are likely going to meet like an informant who will, you know, they will pass the chip off to, it's in a casino, because that's a, you know, reasonable thing to do. So that's, you know, not quite as ridiculous as it may seem.
And you don't think it's anti-establishment? Because if this decryption thing is so powerful, turning that over to the government would give the government all kinds of decrypting capabilities that maybe Jet and Spike wouldn't be comfortable with.
There's nothing in this series about, you know, government control or non-control.
Right.
So it's not really a theme of the show, I don't think.
Right.
And especially Jet being a former cop, he seems to have, you know, fair respect for the law and such.
And there was the point that they said that they, like, this is just a piece of the program.
True.
They needed that
It's the
shit.
key to do the thing,
Yeah. So they kind of realized that this really doesn't mean anything anymore now that we've blown up the guy that could make it work. You know, because that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I always wondered that about that chip is the best way to keep anybody from getting it was to go to another casino and just gamble it.
Yeah.
Because
true.
now they would have to go through millions of chips to identify where that went. And it's just now lost to anybody's ill usage, whether government or private.
Yeah.
It's funny how things show up again in the series. And I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
But speaking of what's showing back up, we are introduced to the next teammate.
True.
We've invested a lot of time into this character, and Spike shows interest. And what do we see at the last thing? He hears somebody say, the dealer's a cheater, and he instantly thinks, oh, it's her. And he's actually kind of looking forward to seeing her.
Yep.
But then he sees the star of the ship, boom, going off, and we're just like, oh, well, we will probably see her again, because she is, after all, as you're pointing out, right there.
So yeah, I and you got to appreciate an episode or a series where we're introduced to one of the main characters. We've seen them in the opening credit sequence, but in the end, she goes off. She doesn't join the crew at this point. She's like, oh, interesting. So I will certainly see her again, but they're allowing this to have a more natural path for these sort of bounty hunters, for all that to happen. Appreciate that.
And we learn from Jet. I think this is where we learned that Jet was former ISSP.
Yeah,
true. Yep.
And so we're getting a little bit more backstory about Jet, which explains a little bit more about his behavior.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which is why Spike is kind of freewheeling and he's kind of like a little bit dour on that.
Yep.
But we come to find out it's just like, oh well, actually he was a former cops, and former cops kind of do that.
Yes.
That's kind of what they do.
Exactly. Yeah. He's a little more focused on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. So there's Honky Tonk Woman, episode 3.
Yes.
Of Cowboy Bebop. What did you all notice?
That it's nice to finally get to meet Faye.
Tell you what I noticed this first time around. They don't sexualize her significantly outside of that opening sequence where you get that her walking in, and then the guy finding the card on her body.
Yes.
But after that, like, there's no leering camera angles. There's none of that stuff.
No pantsu.
Exactly.
No real pantsu, I should say.
Exactly. It's impressive for a character with that kind of a character design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to that point, it's even when we see her walking in sexy into the store, it's not that she's accidentally being sexy. It's not like someone's just like going, and it's not like she's wearing a bathing suit or just going, oh, look at my chest, that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But she's owning that, right? And she's using it as part of her skill set. Honestly.
Exactly. Yep.
And then when we get the scene where the guy's being a little bit lecherous and pulling out the card, what is her response? It's just like, ugh, disgusting. Yeah. And it's not the like what we sometimes see where someone goes, like we have one of the characters kind of going, oh no, right. Or like a flushed face and just kind of weak almost. Yeah. For her, this is just like, God, again, you're lucky I'm in these cuffs. I'm going to knock you one.
You know my tricks, damn you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yes, actually, to your point, John. Yes, exactly. That's not a look of. Actually, no, I'm wrong. You're right. That's not actually a look of, oh, I've been felt up again. That's a look of, God, he found it. Darn it. Yeah.
Yeah. But to your point, there's also an aspect of this of she's not surprised.
Yeah.
Right. This she's annoyed, but she's not shocked.
No.
At his behavior,
And we get the sense from Faye that she is not a damsel in distress.
No.
No.
She rescues herself in this episode.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even to that point, there's no shot that is like focused on her chest, focused on her crotch, anything like that. She doesn't like lean over, into you, that kind of stuff. They're being surprisingly, for anime, restrained in these shots.
Well, when we initially meet her walking into the Chinese medicine store, there's a counter. She leans over the counter and takes a cigarette or a cigar.
Yeah.
They don't focus. They focus on her with the glasses, focus on her face. They do not do a chest shot.
Yep.
When she is the dealer at the card table, they don't focus on her leaning over and dealing the cards in like a distracting kind of, what I mean? It's like,
and if she was really, if she was using her sexuality in an overt way here, like she'd lean way over, right? Give him a good shot, right? But no, it's a much more casual thing. She's absolutely, and and she's just standing there. Yep.
She's just literally wearing the uniform. Yep. But as we can all attest, as the men at the table go, well, it does look good on her.
No one's complaining.
No.
And then she gets the outfit back when she, I think she does. Do we see her in the outfit again? I don't think we do.
No.
No? Yeah.
Well, no, I guess we don't. I thought she had it.
No,
she's in the uniform.
Still in the uniform. So they thought that through. She doesn't have time. Let's be honest in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good continuity, though. Thank you. You know?
Yes.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Thought that one through. But yeah, that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
I had not really recognized how much of a heist story this was, with the use of the music and so forth and so on. How much they're evoking all of those tropes in this episode.
Ocean's 11-ish, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's kind of the funny thing. Is it's kind of the opposite of Ocean's 11. There's no planning whatsoever.
Yeah, they're not working together planning.
No.
There's other plans going on, just not theirs.
The plan is this: I got fist, I've got a gun, I've got 2 guns, I got a big gun, I've got a larger zip cannon gun, I have missiles.
And then from a kind of otaku perspective, escalating all those weapons to an actual Itano circus, which is probably animated by Ichiro Itano for all we know. That is just for an animation geek is a wonderful finale of the episode of seeing all these things trailing everywhere and seeing her zip through them. Ah, lovely.
Yes.
And I love that little note. She reversed the polarity on it. I'm confused how that works. Are these magnetic or what the hell's happening?
Apparently.
We'll just accept that statement because it's funny you bring that up because really honestly that didn't need to be said. It's just an errant missile that just kind of came back around.
Yeah. But I do appreciate the implication that again, she always leaves a mess behind.
Yes.
But then also she always, gets back the people who are like that was intentional on her part. She sent something back to get them for what they did to her.
Yeah.
Right.
However you do that, I don't know.
Reverse missile polarity.
Exactly. Just a thing.
And I like the dynamic that they put together between between her and Spike. And it's very adversarial, not very adversarial, but it's very competition almost. Where he's where he's looking at her and he knows what the deal is. He doesn't know why, but he knows that she's cheating and he's just there to do the thing. And he's just like, why not? I'm just going to mess with this person. And he does the thing. And she thinks it's something else. And so there's this little competition between the two of them. And because both of them are sneaky and underhanded, they kind of connect a little bit. And, and even when she's on their ship, locked in the bathroom, handcuffed to the railings, there's a sense of just like, there's no, like spitting in the face or effing you and, all that stuff. It's just, banter that goes quick banter, witty banter that goes back and forth. And when she, at the end of it, when she takes the money from him, it's everything is cool. Everything is just like, he goes, oh, well, she beat me again.
Yeah.
And, and that kind of thing. And it's just kind of like, they're okay with each other on a certain level,
Yeah. They understand each other.
Yeah.
They're coming from kind of similar places in some way. Agreed.
And of course, let's be fair. Faye has a spaceship, a grappling hook, and the money. And Spike is standing with magnetic boots on the hull. Yeah. There's nothing he can do.
Yeah, exactly.
He can yell, he can have, go into a fit. And there's nothing he can do. Yep. She just flies away. Bye.
Get your money, bye.
Exactly. Any other thoughts on this episode?
This could have been an OVA.
True.
This is a very well contained story. You don't need to know that much about the two characters because it's portrayed perfectly well. And you could have probably extended this by about another 15 minutes and called this a 45-minute or however long, and called it a 45-minute OVA. But I think this, for me, this episode kind of encapsulates the coolness of the series, right?
Okay, that's interesting. Huh.
All right.
Okay, that's an improvement. And now we get to see if Venator is able to grab the parchment. I'm just about to roll.
Uh-oh.
Good news. You made it.
Yay. They get sucked into the black hole of doom.
On the original, when you try to swipe at it, you rolled a
Uh-huh.
7, which was like just barely enough.
Oh,
so
wow.
Like right on that edge. So I had to say, okay, well, you succeeded, but there's a complication.
Oh, no.
But no, You got a 6 this time, so that's a little better.
Good.
So it's fairly close. So I think. Let's see here. Actually, you also launched yourself the bandit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so help me with this.
Okay.
You tackled him.
Mm-hmm.
Then you swiped at the thing. So how are you holding on to him and swiping at that?
Like literally just with like flailing with like one arm.
Oh, okay,
and
gotcha.
like,
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. With those rolls, meh.
Actually, you know what would be funny
Mm.
for when you're editing this the tonight's thing.
Yeah.
If you does it also record the thing actually going down, like when it starts popping off?
It records the screen. Yeah, it's everything we see.
If you want to add to the realism of this being in the future and that communication can be spotty,
Mm-hmm.
you could throw that in there, if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's a great point. I'll probably, have this be an actual internet, screw up.
We had to send somebody out there and fight the beasts. In the future, we have to fight for our online porn.
The manly way.
Yay!
How's Petey?
He threw up downstairs too.
Oh no!
Oh.
So he's outside, probably
Okay.
throwing up.
Oh.
Fuck if I know.
Okay. Oh, poor thing.
He was eating well today.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay.
It is as it is. Older dogs tend to be a little more fussy digestively.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Chelsea's been drinking a ton of water recently. Just twice as much as usual, if not more.
Peeing normally?
No. So she's lost some bladder control. Yeah. It's one of those things where she's fine much of the time, but sometimes like she'll go straight to the door and then like 2 seconds later she'll pee.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
So older dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's also
Like,
not eating as much as usual, but
Yeah, they tend to slow down the food wise and get weird about some elements of the food texturally. So if you feed them something that is pointy, sometimes that will cause upset.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I gave him a piece of chicken skin that was cooked,
Okay. Yeah.
and it didn't have any onion, it didn't have anything else, but it was salty, and apparently that was enough
Okay.
for him to be like, "Oh no, that's not regular kibble."
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry to hear about Chelsea. That's
Yeah.
that's not fun. Trying to do the run where you hear like, "Oh no, I have to hurry."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Can't stop. But
hi, Pete.
yeah.
Now he's back upstairs looking at me like, "What happened to the dog bed? It's in the wash."
Yeah.
I normally lay down on this, not on your puke, you know.
Yeah, not now, buddy. I was going to eat that later. No, you You're a dog.
I'm a dog. Yep, exactly. Okay. All right. So, Steve, you were saying this kind of.
So this episode has first episode where we really get that cool vibe. You know, beforehand we see some coolness and stuff like that, but with the music, with the dialogue, this is the first time that we see kind of like that smoothness within the characters and how they act, and even with all the escalation that goes on in here. Well, it's just kind of like a heist movie usually is. There's a big, nice, cool element to it.
Yep. To that point, I'm realizing this is the first time they don't have a goal, right?
Right.
And so they don't mind not really winning in this. Like it's
right.
it's a null op, if you will. You know, nothing.
Right.
They don't gain or they don't lose, so it's fine. And so you get to appreciate the way they operate, how smooth they are, the way that Spike compliments Jet and Jet compliments Spike.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Also, in kind of the way that when they're not out to get a bounty, they attract trouble.
Good point.
You know what I mean? It's like that. You very good point. They're not after Faye for the bounty. They don't know. They are literally just trying to go to the gambling barge to actually make some money.
Right.
That's it. And then they step right in the middle of something insane's going on.
Well, to that point, you know, you have Jet like trying to get the money. He's playing the slots. He's playing it safe. He's probably like me, where I go to if I go to a casino and I try to play cards, I might as well just put the money down and go fine, thank you, you know, because I'm just horrible at it. But he's doing all the slots. And you got about 200,000, you know, whatever longs, and he's ready to do the thing. But notice how like someone says, "Oh, there's a fight," basically, and it's just like, you know, in high school, "Oh, there's a fight."
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like the big responsible guy suddenly goes, "Ooh, someone's getting punched." You know, and it's just
exactly. Yeah, no, that is very much the feel of this. Is they attract trouble, and they're fine with that.
Faye, when you just showed her dealing the card, it was the Ace of Spades. That hand.
See if I can find it.
It's that. Okay, it's that, but when she first deals that card, the font on it looks like Caesar's Casino.
1 second. See if I can find it. I have.
Oh.
Doesn't it? Spiders from Mars, but it like that style of writing looks a lot like Caesar's Casino in Vegas.
That's a great point. Yeah. Interesting.
Still love the Spiders from Mars.
Yeah. Bit of a music obsessed show.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is very cool. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. That kind of sums up my thoughts on the episode. So that's 3 episodes of Cowboy Bebop. A pretty well-rounded introduction, I think, to the series. People often give a show 3 episodes, and I think this would be a good sense of what the show is and will be, with hints about some of the things in the future and where it's going to go. Obviously, we haven't met Ed yet, but that comes later.
That comes, Edward
comes
now. One last point I want to make about this in terms of the animation and the story and all that, not just the individual characters. Does this feel 1998 to you?
Interesting. In some ways, yes. In some ways, no.
Yeah, because I watched this. We're watching it now, and I'm like, it really hasn't lost that much for me. When I saw it, you know, back in the day, and that was, you know, and stuff was late coming to America.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So this was originally 1998. And it just doesn't feel. There are elements of character design where I'm like, going, okay, yeah, it's definitely 90s, but for the most part, it's just like, this is really good. I don't get a loss out of it.
To that point, so one of the ways in which this feels to me that it still feels 98 are, like, to your point, like the character designs. Like, a lot of the crowd shots feel like of that time. And what we're talking about, like the animation of some of the CGI in there that's not CGI, etc. You can kind of date it that way. But the cinematography, the editing, the pacing, the choice of shots and so forth still feels timeless. You know,
Yeah.
it feels like any heist movie, like any action adventure movie, whatever. That absolutely doesn't just hold up; it works.
Yeah.
And the dude with the weird little hat feels
Yeah.
It's kind of 90s right there.
Yeah, I think that's a great place to sum up Cowboy Bebop. That is one of the greats. You might wonder, why did Cowboy Bebop turn out so well? Why was that cast able to come together, that crew able to come together to make something so impressive as Cowboy Bebop? It turns out there was sort of a trial run. About 4 years before Bebop came out, an anime called Macross Plus was released. This was an OVA in the Macross universe, Macross Mecha franchise you may be familiar with. Now, that franchise had been going in sort of a somewhat more young teenager direction. This was an attempt to pull it towards an older audience. All adult cast, much more themes around the things that adults kind of grapple with. And so it turns out the crew of Macross Plus included, say, the co-director Shinichiro Watanabe, who'd go on to direct Bebop. It was written by Keiko Nobumoto, who would go on to write Cowboy Bebop, and the music was by Yoko Kanno, who'd go on to do the music for Cowboy Bebop. So yes, much of the staff of Macross Plus ended up transitioning to making Cowboy Bebop. I don't know the particulars of why they stayed together for that, but might help explain a few things.